Hello. It is rather unfortunate I haven't been able to join you in person for this all important event. I had to attend to equally important national assignments, but that notwithstanding, I thought it would still be prudent to be part of this event, knowing how relevant it is, especially that has to do with young people as a young person myself. Let me first of all congratulate Mercy Ajabain for a great job done. Her team at Discovery Publishers, they're doing a great job. It goes without saying that the presence of all of these wonderful stakeholders for today's program is a demonstration of the importance they attach to issues confronting young people. Let me also add that young people form majority of the human resource potential of every country. At the same time, they are the most vulnerable of the different age groups to the ills of today, including violent extremism and even conflicts. I have some data to share, and that is there are projections by the United Nations that show that the world population would hit 10 billion people by 2055. And it also says that approximately 95% of this growth will take place in low and middle income countries. That includes Ghana. Of this growth, Africa would account for a staggering 57% of growth, and that represents 1.4 billion people. In particular, the population of sub-Saharan Africa is projected to double by 2050. That constitutes a 99% increase. Almost 60% of Africa's population is under the age of 25, making Africa the youngest the youngest continent, so to speak. However, according to the Center for Strategic Studies, 16 countries in Africa are currently engulfed in major armed conflicts, while others face varying, forms of violence. Extremist groups such as Boko Haram in Nigeria, Al Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, Ansar Din, Ansar Sharia, and a whole host of other terrorist groups operating in different countries, including Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Mauritania, and so many other countries across the length and breadth of the continent, including Mozambique. Recruit young people. Like I indicated, they are the most vulnerable group. A lot of young people, due to uncertainty, due to the lack of jobs, and that is what we call the youth bulge, are easily swayed into joining some of these criminal groups. That is why it is important that as stakeholders we come out with practical means or ways to deal with this so to speak scary canker. Let me add that young people, because of their vulnerability, are also the victims of a highly sophisticated network of certain individuals engaged in human trafficking. We also, for years on end, have had issues with rebellions in different countries on the continent. Most of them are usually young people. That is why I would wish to advise that as much as we can, We need to get young people involved in the governance process, and that can only be possible through a deliberate, progressive civic education that should be supported by us and hopefully initiated perhaps by young people. Most of the leaders in Africa are old folks. Meanwhile, we're talking about Africa being the youngest continent. So it is imperative that young people take part in that democratic or governance process. Secondly, we need to really work towards providing jobs for the youth. In Ghana, for example, on an annual basis, we have thousands of young people leaving the various tertiary institutions and coming to join the backlog of those who already are in the system and are without jobs. Just recently, there was a job fair somewhere around the International Conference Center in Accra, and thousands of young people went there. They were so desperate that some of them even got hurt as a result. And during recruitment period for people into the security services, queues running miles are formed. So that is an indication of the seriousness of this unemployment canker. So instead of government relying on certain interventions initiated especially by the executive and usually shrouded in corrupt practices, I think that improving the private sector, ensuring that the private sector develops is one surest way to ensuring that a lot of these young people are absorbed into the job market. We need to change the educational system as well. It is too theoretical. I mean, why don't we practicalize it so young people would be ready for the job market after completion? I mean, they would perhaps employ themselves, engage in income generating activities, so at least they are economically viable and financially independent. We also have to work towards improving the human insecurities. Access to quality healthcare is important. Access to food, access to water, okay? The economic security, environmental security as enshrined in the Human Development Report published by the UNDP in 1994. That is key to breaking the cycle of uncertainty that is bedeviling a lot of young people throughout the continent. You and I have a role to play in that regard, and it starts with us. Thank you so much, and I'm hoping that we take this as personal responsibility, as a personal crusade to improving the lives of young people, not just in Ghana, but throughout Africa. So instead of them being a threat, they become assets. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best in your deliberations. God bless you.